After my miscarriage, I couldn't get out of bed. My sister came over and said, "You need to stop being so dramatic. It happens." My mother agreed. "It's not like you knew the baby yet." I deleted all my baby registry accounts that night. A year later, my sister had a miscarriage and told everyone I said she was overreacting. I lost friends. I lost family. Then, one day, I found her diary and the page with my name written over and over, followed by one sentence: "She gets everything. Even my grief." I'm not the type to post online. Not usually. But I need to get this out. Because what happened to me, it changed everything. And the worst part? It started with the people who were supposed to love me most. I was 32 when I got pregnant. We'd been trying for 2 years. Not casual trying, either. Real, planned, hope-filled trying. There were pills, charts, doctors, apps. I took pregnancy tests more than I took vitamins. When it finally happened, I cried on the bathroom floor. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped the stick twice. I told my husband when he walked in the door, he froze, dropped his keys, and hugged me so hard I couldn't breathe. We were so stupidly happy. We told our families at 5 weeks. I know, too soon, but I couldn't hold it in. My sister Rachel clapped and smiled and said, "Wow, guess you beat me to it." At the time, I thought it was a joke. Then the bleeding started. Then the ER. Then the doctor's face tight, cold, practiced. There's no heartbeat. Just like that. They handed me papers. Told me what to expect. But they didn't tell me how to live afterward. They didn't tell me how to keep breathing in a world that suddenly felt too quiet. I stopped moving. I stopped talking. I lay in bed for 3 days straight. My husband brought food I didn't eat. I stared at the ceiling like if I stared long enough, maybe I'd wake up in a different life. On the 4th day, Rachel came over. She sat down on my bed, still wearing heels, like she didn't plan to stay long. She looked annoyed. Not sad. Not worried. Just irritated. "You need to stop being so dramatic," she said. "It happens." I stared at her. She sighed. "It's not like you even knew the baby. You didn't hold him. You didn't name him. It's not real grief." I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. My mom stood in the doorway behind her. I looked at her, hoping she'd say something. Anything. Instead, she nodded. "Rachel's right, honey. You're still young. You'll try again." I cried the second they left. Not because of the miscarriage, I'd already done that. I cried because my own family looked at me like I was weak. Like I was pretending. Like I didn't just lose the one thing I'd wanted most in the world. That night, I logged into all my baby registry accounts and deleted them. One by one. I folded up the tiny white onesie I'd bought when I was 6 weeks pregnant. It had a giraffe on it. I folded it small and shoved it in the back of my closet. I didn't speak to Rachel for 3 months. My mom texted a few times, but I didn't answer. I wasn't ready to face them. Then, 1 year later, almost to the day, Rachel had a miscarriage. I was at work when my mom called. Her voice was shaking. "Rachel lost the baby," she said. "It's been awful." She's beside herself. There was a long pause, like she was waiting for me to say something. I didn't. "She's devastated," she added. "You should reach out." Reach out? To the same woman who told me to get over it? The same woman who said my grief wasn't real? I didn't call. I figured Rachel would understand now. That she'd remember what she said to me and realize how cruel it was. Instead, I started getting calls. Not from her. From others. My aunt. My cousin. Even an old family friend. "Amy," they said, "did you really tell Rachel to get over it?" "What?" "She said you told her it wasn't real grief. That you said she didn't know the baby." I couldn't breathe. I actually sat down on the floor because my legs gave out. She flipped it. Word for word. The exact things she said to me, she told people I said to her. She used my trauma as her script. And people believed her. Overnight, I became the villain. The cold-hearted sister. The jealous one. The bitter one. My cousins stopped inviting me to birthdays. One of my close friends texted me a long paragraph about toxic energy and said we shouldn't talk anymore. After I found the journal, something inside me shifted. Not all at once. It wasn't rage. It wasn't even sadness. It was like a slow, steady drip of poison that had been inside me for a year, and suddenly, I could feel it burning through. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I started watching. She still invited me to lunches. She'd talk about her new pregnancy like she was the first woman to ever carry a child. She complained about back pain, morning sickness, baby names. I nodded, smiled, asked questions like a good sister. But in the back of my mind, I was planning. I still had old voicemails from when I was pregnant. From my mom, from Rachel. Ones that didn't match the story she told people. I went back and listened. I even had a saved text thread where Rachel had said, "Don't overthink it. Miscarriages are just nature doing cleanup." She'd sent it 2 days after I lost Jack. So I started collecting. Every message. Every voicemail. Every date. Every word. Then I made a plan. Rachel was hosting her baby shower in April. Big, Pinterest-style thing. Invitations. Balloons. All her friends, plus family. My mom begged me to come. "Just show her you care," she said. "Make peace." I RSVP'd yes. What Rachel didn't know was that I had created an anonymous email. And 2 days before the baby shower, I sent a file to 12 people. 12 people who'd dropped me like trash a year ago. Cousins, friends, aunts, even her best friend, Kayla. The file was called "What Really Happened." It had screenshots, voice messages, side-by-sides of what Rachel said I said and what she actually said to me. I added a note. "This is what your friend/daughter/niece/sister did. This is who you chose." I didn't sign my name. At the baby shower, people were quiet. I wore a pale blue dress. I looked calm. I was calm. Rachel hugged me like we were best friends. But something was different. Her best friend avoided her the whole time. My mom looked pale. My cousin refused to sit at her table. Rachel noticed. She pulled me into the kitchen at one point, fake smiling. "Is something going on?" she asked. I shrugged. "Why?" "People are acting weird." I smiled back. "Maybe they're just tired." She stared at me. For the first time in a long time, she didn't look smug. She looked nervous. I left early. My husband picked me up, and I didn't say a word on the way home. 2 days later, she called. "Amy, did you send something to people?" I was silent. "Amy, tell me." I finally said I didn't say anything that wasn't true. She lost it. Started screaming. "You don't understand. You always got everything. Mom loved you more. You got pregnant first. People only cared when you lost a baby." I needed to make them see me. I stayed quiet. Then she said the one thing that made my skin crawl. "You still don't get it. You had the chance to grieve in front of everyone. I didn't get that. I had to steal it. Because you had already taken all the air in the room." I hung up. 3 days passed. Then her husband called me. What he told me next changed everything. Rachel's husband, Drew, wasn't someone I was ever close with. He was the kind of guy who didn't talk much during family dinners, except to make smug jokes. But when he called me that night, his voice sounded different. Low. Shaky. "I don't know who else to talk to," he said. "But something's wrong." I sat down on the edge of my bed. "What do you mean?" "She's been off," he said. "Like really off. I found her crying in the bathroom yesterday. Not just crying. Screaming. She ripped the shower curtain down." I said nothing. I wasn't sure what he expected me to say. Then he added, "I found her journal." I froze. "Did you read it?" I asked. There was a pause. "Yeah, I had to. I didn't know what the hell was going on." Amy, she's obsessed with you. Every page, it's your name. Over and over. Like she's keeping score. Like she's losing control. I swallowed hard. Then he said it. I don't think she was ever pregnant the second time. What? I asked to come to her appointments. She always had a reason why I couldn't. Said the doctors didn't allow partners during COVID, but I called the clinic. There are no records. No blood work. No ultrasounds. I felt like the room was tilting. She lied about being pregnant? I whispered. I think so. Or maybe she thought she was. I don't know. But if she's not pregnant, and she staged a baby shower, he trailed off. Drew, I said slowly, you need to get out of that house. He was quiet for a second, then said, I can't leave her right now. Not like this. She lied about a baby, I snapped. And she's blaming me for everything. I know. I just Jesus, Amy. What do I even do? I hung up. I stared at my phone for a long time. Then I opened the photos I'd taken of the journal. And I posted one of them to Facebook. No caption. Just the photo. My name, written 100 times. And below it, she gets everything. Even my grief. It took 2 hours before it exploded. Family members started messaging me. Friends too. Then Rachel texted me one word. Why? I didn't answer. That night, Drew called again. She's gone, he said. What? She packed a bag and left. She didn't say where she was going. She left her phone on the table. And then, almost as an afterthought, he added, there was blood in the sink. When Drew said that, I felt cold all over. What do you mean blood? I asked. In the bathroom. I don't know how much, but it wasn't nothing. I told him to call the police. He hesitated. Said maybe she just cut herself by accident. I didn't buy it. She'd faked a pregnancy. Lied to her husband. Lied to me. Destroyed my name for sympathy. This wasn't going to end in a quiet apology. I hung up and drove to my mom's house. She opened the door, saw my face, and said, What now? I stepped inside. Rachel's missing. And she might have hurt herself. Her face drained of color. What? I told her everything about the fake pregnancy, the journal, the emails, Drew, the blood. She sat down hard on the couch. I waited for her to say something. She didn't. She just stared at the floor. I tried to warn you, I said. A year ago, when she turned everyone against me. She whispered she needed me to believe her. I looked at her. And what did I need? She didn't answer. An hour later, we got a call from the hospital. Rachel had walked into the ER alone. No ID. Just her purse and a swollen wrist wrapped in a kitchen towel. She told them she was having a mental health crisis. They admitted her on a 72-hour hold. My mom rushed to the hospital. I didn't go. Not at first. But the next day I did. I walked into that cold white room, and there she was, my sister. Pale. Small. Looking nothing like the girl who once stood in my bedroom and told me I was being dramatic. She didn't look up at first. Just sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor. I lied, she said finally. About everything. I waited. I wanted people to care about me the way they cared about you. I stepped closer. So you destroyed me? I didn't mean to. Once I started, I didn't know how to stop. She looked up. I really thought I was pregnant. I felt it, but when I found out I wasn't, I couldn't admit it, because by then, everyone thought I was. So I just kept going. I stared at her. I wanted to scream, to cry, to hit something. But I didn't. You took my grief, I said. Twisted it. Made it yours. She nodded. You made people hate me. She started crying. I know. I ruined everything. I turned to leave. Wait, she said. Do you hate me? I paused. No, I said. I don't hate you. And I meant it. Because hate would have meant she still had a hold on me. that she still lived in my head. But she didn't. She was just a sad, broken woman on a hospital bed. And I was free. It's been 6 months since Rachel's stay in the hospital. She's in outpatient therapy now. She moved in with our mom. Her marriage didn't survive. Mine did. I'm pregnant again. 8 weeks. I haven't told anyone yet. Not even Rachel. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But this time, no baby registry. No public announcements. Just me, my husband, and the quiet hope of something real. The truth is, I made mistakes too. I let people walk all over me. I stayed quiet when I should have screamed. I cared too much about being the bigger person. I didn't protect myself. But not anymore. Now I get to start over. And this time, no one steals that from me.